Hi everyone, I hope you're having a good weekend. I'm going to go over our last full week of the summer session class, so week 5. In this week we are wrapping up the extended inquiry project by turning in your reader's guide, and you're going to do that on Wednesday. So we have a few more things to do on the reader's guide between now and Wednesday. I looked over your drafts last week and over the weekend, and people are doing a really good job on those drafts so far. So keep up the good work on those. You'll see that I have some general comments on reader's guide drafts for you to look over this week, and should be on your to-do list for Monday. So I took notes of what I was noticing about drafts and some common issues I was seeing. So I'd like you to read through my comments. I've broken them down by each section. And this is important that while not all of those suggestions may apply to your draft, your job is to look over my suggestions and figure out which ones do apply to your draft and could help make it better. I have some detailed suggestions for the editor's intro, about section 2 especially, and also just some things about the editor's intro organization and citing sources in there. Also, make sure that you include your categories in your collection of sources, and these are also discussed in the editor's intro. So those categories are what you came up with in the organizing sources activity. All right, so go ahead and look over those suggestions, and then you're going to use those suggestions to do your peer response to your group members' reader's guide draft. Okay, so you should have those in the back of your mind and use the Google Comments feature to respond to these directions here for your peer response this week. To the reader's guide. And then I want to talk more specifically right now about this editor's projected inquiry. So this is the final kind of bonus feature that is going to be in your reader's guide. And the editor's projected inquiry is an infographic. And if you're going to basically be thinking about what if you had another semester or another, summer session to continue working, looking into your topic. So you do not need to do any new work or any new research on your topic. All you need to do is to think about, okay, what did you find most compelling, most interesting about the topic you've been researching, and to formulate a new guiding question that you would have going forward based on what you now know about your topic. So basically, it's a better version, a more interesting version than your original guiding question. And all you need to do in your infographic is show evidence of how you ended up with that question. So basically, look at your reader's guide and what evidence from your sources led you to that new question. Okay. So you can see I have some examples right here. There's also some examples in the sample student reader's guides that you can look at that I linked to last week. But once again, you do not need to find new evidence, new research, or anything. You just want to include your original guiding question. So that was the one that you came up with before you started your research, and your new question that you have based on what you now know about your topic. So this really goes along with inquiry-based research because really you're learning to ask better questions by doing research. So you want to think, well, what would be an even better question for me to now ask, and how did I end up at that question? Okay. So you're going to make sure you begin the Google drawing in your group's Google folder, and then submit it as a JPEG to the Canvas assignment. Okay. Then on Tuesday, you've got a revision plan. So based on the peer response that you got and what you noticed about other people's drafts, you're going to do a brief revision plan about what you need to work on before you turn in your reader's guide. You're also going to do a peer response to those projected inquiry drafts. And so your group can decide how to share their feedback, if you want to do it through comments function, or if you want to email or any other way. That's up to you. Okay. And we have our final studio on proofreading and editing. So we're doing that right before your reader's guide is due so that you can use the suggestions there to revise your reader's guide. Okay, so for Wednesday, you'll want to make sure that you're doing all of this in order. So you're going to add the editor's projected inquiry to your reader's guide, and there are specific instructions for how to do that there. You've got the reader's guide checklist, which you have had access to before, but now you want to go through it once again as well, because you've got the editor's projected inquiry now on there. All right. Then you're going to proofread and edit your reader's guide one final time, and then you're going to submit it. So to submit it, you're going to make sure that you download it as a PDF. So that just makes sure that the document is, it's not in the state of Google Docs where you can still be editing it. So downloading it as a PDF when you're all done and uploading it to the assignment. And that's the end of your extended inquiry project. And so because we have such a condensed summer course, we have to jump right into your final assignment. So this acts as the final in the class. We do not have a separate final. This portfolio assignment is your final. So we're starting working on it Wednesday. It will be due next Tuesday. So you're going to read through the assignment after you turn in your reader's guide, and think about the portfolio is really a way for you to look back and reflect on the work that you've done in the course, and then to, in some ways, demonstrate how you have enacted some of the skills that you've learned in the class. So please read through the assignment carefully. I want to, in this video, just highlight a few things. This is really important. You're writing an essay in Google Docs, and this is the breakdown of your essay. Okay, so it's going to be between 1,300 and 1,500 words. You're going to have an introduction. You're going to have a reflection on your coursework, a reflection on yourself as a writer, and also a conclusion. You're also going to do something that's called incorporating artifacts. So know that an artifact is any work that you have done yourself in the class. So basically examples from your coursework. Okay. Let's see. You want to also try to incorporate as many key terms from the course as you can here. Okay. And you can see we have coursework reflection, description of the second part. You are going to choose from these questions here, and then the portfolio conclusion. All right. And for Thursday, you're going to do 2 portfolio checks. So what a portfolio check is basically getting you going on the portfolio. So for this portfolio check, we're going to build the shell of the portfolio and include the particular headings that you need and for each section, and then write a draft of the coursework reflection section. Okay, so you're going to include either full drafts in something called the appendix of your 4 assignments, or you can link to the assignments. Okay, so the appendix is basically just where you can put assignments that you're referring to in these other sections. Okay, and then let me get back to our here. You're going to have a peer response to portfolio check 1. I haven't put this up yet. I have to change a few of the questions, so I'm updating that right now. And then portfolio check 2. You are basically finishing up the portfolio by completing these other sections, so that you'll have a full draft that your group can review on Monday before you turn it in on Tuesday. Okay? So it's a busy week, but you're wrapping pretty much everything up. You'll have a full draft of your portfolio by the end of the week, and you will have turned in your reader's guide. So please let me know if you have any questions along the way, and I hope you all have a good week.